This conference will now be recorded.
Right, let's start today's session. So in the last session, we were discuss about REST API introduction, and also we just create the REST API project like Django project by installing REST framework. We have added REST framework here in the settings.py install app. We created one application also REST app one. And today what I'm trying to do, I'm showing the coding part of REST API. So the first example, we are trying to reading the data from database table. So to retrieve the data from database table, first we need to create a model. After that, by using serialization mechanism, we need to retrieve the data from database only. So let me show you how to retrieve the data from database model by using serialization. What is serialization and deserialization also we'll discuss now. So let me read the data from database. For that, we have to create a model here. So let me try to create a model here. So this is the first program, first application which I'm going to show you in REST API. But here in the REST API, we are not going to use any templates or mostly because without instead of template, what I'm going to use API view I'm going to use. API view I'm going to use that is. So let's try to show you step by step. So today only I'm going to show you how to retrieve the data from database and display into API view concept step by step. So from tomorrow onwards, actual topics will start. That means deserialization and the testing of API, everything we'll discuss. So let's begin. So first we need to create a model inside this REST app one. Okay. So actually I said that in the last lecture, the while the data is coming from database and that should be transformed into JSON format. So JSON is JavaScript object notation or XML format also we can say that. We are reading the data from database and convert them into JSON format. So JSON format only we are sending and displaying to the user only. So that we'll do that. So let's go for model creation first. You know how to prepare models. So let me create a model here. Any model you can take. Just I'm creating a simple model, employee model. This employee model is generated from model start model. So model fields I'm taking name, model start char field, max length equals to 20, address, model start char field, max length equals to 30, so 20, mail, model start email field, max length equals to 20, age equals to model start integer field, model start integer field, max length equals to 20. Right, this is integer field that is. So this is what employee model with model fields like name, address, mail, age. Okay, so we got this employee model and with fields only clearly. So employee model is clear. And after that employee model creation, we need to make migrations and migration. Let's go to terminal window and we need to make migration and migrations. Python space manage.py, make migrations. and we have created employee model. The model name is available in the migration file. Now you can see this is the migration file which is created. This is same like Django. Django only it is, but only the change is retrieval. While retrieving the data from model, we need to convert them into JSON. For that, we need some serializer. So that serialization part only is different, remaining same. So next we need to migrate, sir. Manage.py, migrate I'm showing. So migrate also done. Once migrate is done, so next what I'm trying to do, just here uh, we need to represent this data into database. But look at this, there are two options are there. You can display this table into directly by going to database option here, right hand side of your PyCharm professional editor, or else you can manage the data into admin panel also. First I'm going to show you how to manage the table into this database table. Later I'll include that admin panel also, because compulsory super user is required for us in future purpose. So that's what I'm going to register model in admin panel. I need to create a super user also. So now coming to this database, left hand side, right hand side of your PyCharm professional editor, and first time you are loading the database. So click on plus symbol and go to data source, and SQLite is your data source, SQLite. And select, click on this plus symbol and select the path. What is the path actually here? So the path is your database folder name is, this is project name is, and REST API, sorry, this is not your project, this is your project. REST API project 630M and db.sqlite3, and click on OK and click on yes and click on apply here for OK. Then automatically it will be load all the database files here only, sir. You can right click on it and once refresh it, then you can see your table also created. The table name is REST app 1 underscore employee. My application name is REST app 1, employee is a model name. Edit data. So we don't have any data here, but no problem. You can also insert here, or else you can also insert into admin panel. Anyways, you can insert. But let's try to register my model into admin panel. Let's go to admin panel. I'm registering this model here in admin panel. Let's try to register this model into admin panel. So how to register this model into admin panel, we'll see now. First we need to take the model from the application, from REST app 1 dot models import employee models are, and class employee admin, and models dot what actually, sorry, admin dot model admin, we can say that admin dot model admin. So list display equals to id name address, what we can say, id name address male and then age. Next coming to here, I have to go for registration, model registration. So admin dot register of your model. This is the common registration models into admin panel. Whenever you do registration like this models into admin panel, it represents the table format completely. Okay, so your model represent into completely table structure in admin panels, or if you do like this, employee admin of admin dot model admin, list display id name address male age only. Fine. Next what I'm trying to do, let's create a super user for this. Okay, yeah, so I'm trying to create a super user here. So let me create a super user, and that super user through I can able to log in into admin panel. So python space manage.py create super user, and super user name I'm just giving Mohan. and email address also I'm just providing, is optional. Password also I'm giving Mohan. Say yes. Super user created successfully. Now we need to go to admin panels are here. Go to admin panel. First what we need to do, manage.py run server. Okay, we have run server and click on this link, and first it will execute like this. Server is running and we need to go to admin panel /admin. So here super username I am providing Mohan. Password also I am providing Mohan. Click on login. Okay, yes. So this is REST app 1. Employees is available. So employees. Now once employees available, so I need to insert some employees into here. So name of the employee, address, mail, age. Let's click on save and another. Name of the employee, address, age, address, mail, and then age is name of the employee. Like this. So here 4-5 records are inserted here into this admin panel. Same records affected into here also, sir, in the PyCharm editor. Whatever we open the database table here, you can refresh it. Same records will come over there here. So this is one part is completed. Means we are ready with models and we are ready with model data also. But the next part is what we need to retrieve this data into uh, user. We need to retrieve the data from this model and display to the user. But to convert this model data into what we can say JSON type, because we need to represent the data into JSON type. So that is open standard format. To convert this model objects into JSON type, we need serialization. We need serializer. So we use serializer concept. Serializer is the concept of what retrieving the data from database, that is model instances. Means instance means every record. So if every record is called one instance, that record model instances convert into what type actually? Python type. Python type convert into JSON type only, sir. So generally we need to send the model objects into view. View is nothing but Python logic. So that is Python type we can convert into finally output into JSON type only. Who will convert that into JSON type means serializers convert. So serializer.py file we need to create first. So this is only new thing here in the REST API. So remaining things, model, views, and everything, URLs, everything is common, sir, not a change. So let's go for serializers.py here. So how to create serializer file means simple. You can right click on the application name here, REST app 1. Right click on this, go to new, and Python file you can create. The name is serializer. You can give any name, serializers.py or serializer.py. Any name you can give. So serializer.py I'm using. So this is serializer file. And in this serializer file, what I'm trying to do from REST framework,
Sir, any name you can give, sir, or serializer only we have to give, sir.
you can give any name, not a problem. That is Python file name.
Okay, sir.
That is Python file name. You can give any name, not a problem. From REST framework, import serializers. This is import. This is built-in name. Serializers is a built-in name from REST framework. Import serializers. Then after that, what I'm trying to take here from test app 1, from application name onwards, models I'm importing. What model? Employee. Now I'm creating one serializer class here, emp serializer. This also you can give any name, but I'm giving my meaningful name. I'm creating serializer code for employee model. So emp serializer I'm giving. emp serializer is my class name. This class need to be inherited from serializer start model serializer I'm creating. So instead of model serializer, we can also create normal serializer also. But here, if I try to give normal serializer, what is the problem? I'll tell you. Here in the models, how many fields we have, that many fields also we have to include into normal serializer. Like here we have to use serializer start, char field, serializer start, field like this. So this is
Same
not
like
good practice.
forms, that
Same
forms.
model forms. Yeah. Model forms how it is there without normal forms, and model forms how it is same here. Normal serializer, model serializer. So if I use serializer, I need to go for fields here. But I don't want to use this again repeated. So that's what I'm using in the first example, model serializer. But in the next tomorrow onwards, we use sometimes in normal serializer only. So you'll get clarity. But today I'm just showing a quick example how the REST API will work and how it is representing into JSON format. Once you get clarity now, actual examples will start from tomorrow. So my employee serializer class is here. This is inherited from serializers library dot model serializer. If we have a model serializer, we can simply represent model only by using meta class, and model name is what actually model name, employee model. Because model also there here above section I included model name, employee model. This is employee model. I am collecting this employee model from REST app 1 dot models. And what fields do you want to display? You can use this underscore underscore all underscore underscore. This is the fields. Model equals to employee, fields equals to all. So emp serializer and serializer start model serializer here. Okay, this is the case. So model equals to employee, fields equals to all here. Okay, this is next. This emp serializer, what it will do? It will collect the model instances from uh, model instances, not query set objective data from view. View will collect the model instances from database. That is the thing. I'll explain you clearly once I'm ready with serializer.py class. It's okay. Now main logic is we need to write into view sections. Let's go to views.py here. So now I'm writing main logic in the view section from django.shortcuts import render. So in the view section, I'm writing main logic. So let's try to create main logic in the view section. But in this view section, we need these ones are from REST framework. Okay. Dot views import API view is imported. This is the built-in class. So mainly this class will able to display the data into clear JSON format clearly with a browsable API window. So REST framework is my library name dot views import API view, and we need to make available here model also. So model is coming from where? Sorry, first REST framework dot response object also I'm making available response. So here it is REST framework response. It's not Django response. If it is Django response, HTTP response we use generally. So from REST underscore framework dot response import response. And after that, we need to make available serializer class also. REST app 1 dot serializer import. What serializer we have? Model serializer, emp serializer. This is application name, REST app 1. Serializer means this one, file name. From here, importing what serializer? emp serializer I am collecting. Here, emp serializer I am collecting. At the same time, In the view, I need to make model also available. So REST app one dot models import what model, employee model. So this is called returning the response. This is REST framework response. We need to return the result, and this is what displaying the all the model instances into JSON format in the browsable API window. And this is for employee serializer, because while after collecting the data from model, we need to send that data into EMP serializer class. It will convert that model instances into JSON format. And which model instances do you want to convert that into JSON format means employee model also I have to make. So these are all need to be arranged on the top of the view. So now let's create a view here, simple view. So I'm creating my view name is EMP details, my view name. This is class based view, and this view is generated from API view class only. So once we have a class based view, you know that class based view means, so we need some get method, post method or not. In the previous lectures, what we discussed, according to class based view, get method, post method is there. Okay. So get method, post method we have. So that get method, post method we are using now. Now you can see here just def get method and request object here. This is request. And in this request, what I'm trying to do, EMP equals to, we need to get the data from model. So EMP equals to employee dot objects dot all I'm taking. So this is employee dot objects dot all. So all objects I'm going to return here. Okay. Yes, this is called query set object or not? Yes. So this is Python object here, because we are into Python file, like views.py is a Python file only. Model objects are called in complex data type or instance type only. Each and every model is called model record is called instance. So here multiple instances, multiple objects are coming and stored into EMP. This EMP data we need to send it to where? Employee serializers we need to send, because that serializer class will collect the data here and it will convert into JSON format. So that's what I'm creating object for serializer class also. Serializer, this is also not compulsory name. This name is just object name. You can take any name. I'm creating object for my employee serializer class here. So EMP serializer class, and I'm supplying the data here. EMP query set object data I'm supplying to this class. And how many records are there? In multiple records are there. That's what I'm taking. Many equals to true. And next uh, we need to return the response here. So how to return the response means return response. It is a serializer response. Serializer dot data. I have to take this. That's it. This is the code, sir. And if you want to include, generally class based view is having get method, post method. So post method also you can include, but this is not required because we are not posting the record. So you can also include post method if you want, but don't write any code here. So pass I'm using get and post. So this is the case exactly how it will work. Okay, simple. Get method, post method. I am not writing any code for post because I'm not sending the data from here to database model. Only today I'm showing just how to retrieve the data from model and send that model data into view, and this view will be passing the query set object into employee serializer. Employee serializer will convert the data into JSON format. Finally, who is going to represent the data means API view is going to represent your data. But look at this, did I use any template? No template. Okay, no template. So I said JSON, I said already JSON data is always associated with curly brackets and square bracket. So let's try to do this. First of all, to execute this, we need to set the URL. So I recommend to set the URL, application level URLs I'll recommend, sir. So that's what I'm adding, application level URLs. REST app 1, go to new Python file and urls.py. In this, from django dot URLs import path from what is your application name? REST app 1 import views URL patterns equals to path. There is no name. Then views dot what we can say uh, emp details is your view name. That's it. And this URLs we need to include into project level URLs compulsory. That's let's go to project level URLs and here I'm taking path views sorry include. We have to provide include method here and coming to this include and what we need to use here that application name REST app 1 dot URLs done. So this is the processor. So let me explain first. Whenever we start the server, look at this. I'm going to start the server, control C, CLS, run server. Once we run server, so what is that? Invalid URL patterns. Okay, I understand.
The class base view, we have to add that as view.
Obviously, class based views. Every class based view compulsory we have to use as view what we learned from Django. So when I hit this link for the first time, directly it will go to its project level URLs. It will go. In the project level URLs, you can see there is no name of the URL. Directly REST app 1 dot URLs it will go. And when it will go to REST app 1 dot URLs, REST app 1 dot URLs is there. Here you can see REST app 1 dot URLs. Now here URL patterns views.emp details as view. So emp details view will call. And whenever this view is calling, view is executing, then immediately get request is going to take place. It is collecting the data from employee model, all objects and stored into query set object. So here every employee objects is a complex data. Complex data is sending into Python type. This is employee Python query set object. This Python data we are passing into employee serializer class. Many records are there. That's what I'm using many equal to true and this serializer object. And when this data query set object data goes to employee serializer class is converting this all data into JSON format with model all fields and that data is going to be written in the response. So return response this object represent employee serializer. It will collect the data from employee serializer that data is using. This is data is a predefined serializer dot data. So finally we will get the output in where browser only. Who will send that data into browsable API window? This is API view class. This API view class is a built-in class. In future upcoming sessions also we use this API view class only for displaying the data into browsable API window. So let's go to run the server now. Now click on hit this link. Now you can see this is called API results are finally Django REST framework employee details. So HTTP 200 OK. This is called status code. We will talk about status code also in upcoming session. And you just observe here content type is what? Application slash JSON. Okay. Now this JSON format which is representing all your inputs model instances into square bracket curly brackets. This is JSON format completely. This JSON format is there. So we are retrieving the data from model and display into here only in the Django REST framework clearly window. This is called browsable API window. And here also you can see post mechanism is also there or not. You can also post the data. You can supply the content JSON data you're supplying. That JSON data convert into Python type convert into complex type. So this is deserialization. Got my point? So right now what we did, the serialization. Serialization means what? Complex data type that is model instance convert into Python type convert into JSON type. We got JSON type clearly. Deserialization means insertion, like storing the data from our place to database place. So whenever we are sending the JSON data here content, when we click on post, this data will go to view, that is Python type. Python type will convert into model instances, complex type, back, reverse order. So this is exactly how we are going to represent this data clearly, sir. Okay, this data you can also send it to the template also, not a problem. Okay, template means HTML template you have to use. This JSON data we can able to send the template data only. There also you can able to represent this same data only, sir, not a problem. Okay, that also I'll show you in upcoming session, no worries at all. This is exactly result what we are getting. JSON format data here, application slash JSON, open standard format. This format can be understood by any application in reality. So why it is post method? Because we have written post method code in the coding part. Let me show you that. Suppose here I'm not going to write any post method code. Just observe here. Here post method is there, no? Yes. We'll remove this post method and now restart the server. Whatever we include the methods, that methods will be appear in the API window. Now you can see, do you have any post method? No. So I said that post method means inserting that records, creating the records. Get method means to retrieve the records, and delete method means to delete the record. Put method means fully updated. Watch method means partial updated. These are all methods are available. So these methods through only our sessions will be takes place in upcoming session. So this is only about reading the data from database and display to the API view, how it is working. Serializer is very important. This everything is same, sir. What we did in Django, same as this, but only new thing you are looking that serializer class. Why it is required means we are retrieving the complex type into JSON type. So that's what serializer is required. So this is our first application of Django REST framework. Like this, we need to create many applications. But even from tomorrow, when I start coding again, this REST API coding, so you may feel bit complex because I'm going to write completely manual code for few sessions, 2 or 3 sessions. Once we cross 2 or 3 sessions, you feel very comfort because so REST API will be provide a lot of built-in classes. Using that classes only, I'm going to perform CRUD operations, so that you don't worry about the coding which I'm going to write from tomorrow session that make bit complex to you. But you can ignore it because we need to know that how the data is going to be flow from one place to another place in detail. Once you got this, later we will use built-in classes, which is Django official website, Django REST framework official website will be provided. So that is the main important. So finally, for each and every operations, minimum I'll write 15 lines of code. That 15 lines of code day by day when we go through our sessions, that 15 lines of code will be reduced like 10 lines, 8 lines, 6 lines. Finally, 2 lines of code we are going to write for every operation. That is final code for your REST API. That you can practice it. I will indicate that clearly once I complete this REST API within 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So which application need to be focused more? Anyway, this application, this project folder also I'll send to your Google Drive, which I created daily new applications. In every new topic, I'll create a new application in this REST API. Okay. So that's all for today now. So remaining things we'll start it from tomorrow.